2K Sports for the NBA. We're all dressed up and ready to go. In this game, goes to the Sacramento Kings against the Boston Celtics. This is Kevin Harlan with Hall of Famer Doris Burke and Greg Anthony, giving us the rundown from the sideline courtside, David Aldridge. And now the opening lineup for Boston. Walker in Smart, the guard. Daniel Tice out there with Jaylen Brown. And it's Thompson in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And for the Kings, Barnes and Bagley, the duo with the forward. That's at the point with Hield to his side. They're the backcourt. And it's Whiteside in at the center, walking down the middle. And at this point of the season, we see which teams have gotten better. What's the toughest threshold you think, Doris, to cross?
I think, Kevin, two things come to mind. Obviously, championship is the aspiration of every team. Not everyone gets there. And then maybe the real pot of gold is sustained excellence. A run like you might have seen the San Antonio Spurs go through when the great Tim Duncan was on that roster. So championship and sustained success are the two things everybody's striving for.
And so it looks like the Kings will retain possession here. And as we're reaching the end of the calendar year, here's a great chance to delve into the updated power rankings. To look at the Bulls. They couldn't hold their position this week, but remain in the top 10.
And you know, for Boston, they just kind of burst out of the gate here with some fire, feeling disrespected by pundits who overlooked them as a top team.
Fox kicks to Barnes. Fox against Walker. And here comes Brown, leading the fast break. And Brown throws it down hard.
How confident is Jaylen Brown in his handle? The dribble drive through traffic, really nice.
And it's Fox with the ball for the Kings. 4-point game. And guys, this is the first they're seeing of Boston.
Should be an interesting game as these teams don't see a lot of each other being from different conferences.
Right, they'll meet two times this year, East versus West. Let's see which team can enforce their style of play.
And not only is Smart one of the best defenders in the league, Greg, he's also one of the most versatile players in the NBA.
Yeah, when you talk about players who can guard 1 through 5, it's usually referring to Kawhi, PG-13, or Giannis, but Smart at 6'4" has the strength, the anticipation, and the toughness to hold his own against anyone. It's remarkable. Beyond the leaning, you can see his feet more set on that screen. Easy call.
You know, he's just leaning a little bit. You try to get away with it, but boy, the official all over it.
To the middle. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. They need to stop this run.
You know what, Kev? I think it's time to switch some things up, either by going to your bench or with a different look defensively to disrupt their rhythm.
All going up court, and then Brown with the dunk.
And you can see their strategy coming in. They want to control the paint.
They have used their size and their strength to get off any shot they want. They've dominated on the interior.
So the Kings call timeout. They're first.
And Jason Tatum, he got a lot of the pub last year, and deservedly so. But Jaylen Brown made monstrous strides as well, especially when it came to efficiency.
Again, the miss by the Kings.
Boy, that's 0 for 3 in the early going. Just a little out of sync.
From deep, Walker. Rebound by the Kings. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing the last matchup with the Lakers.
And defensively in that one, they needed to come up with big stops to quiet that crowd. And that's obviously easier said than done.
I'll tell you this, it looked like they wanted to get out of town as quickly as possible. The problem is their defense went with them.
And you look at Brown's field goal percentage and his free throw percentage, Greg, both career highs last season.
And Kev, his shot was never broken. The motion never had to be rebuilt. Brown's problem coming into the league was that he would shoot the ball differently every time. Once he landed on the repeatable mechanics, you could see the consistency start to take form.
Fox hits them both. You know, Doris, we saw the All-Star team playing to a target score down the stretch. And some think in years to come, the NBA may adopt it for the overtime period. What do you think?
Well, I'll tell you this, Kevin. That All-Star game, I was absolutely riveted to my television. The action was compelling. The defense was compelling. I can't say I've ever experienced that in an all-star game. I think it's something you have to take a hard look at.
On the wing, Barnes. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
Yeah, trying to get going here, but that's an offer for the first 5 here to start the game.
Walker against Hield. Outside, Fox. Back to Hield, all alone. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. And here's Walker outside. Sinks the triple. Walker's got 5 now.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Right side against Thompson. Right side, no good. And here's Boston. They've gone on a 16-2 run, not allowing much. The basket counts and one. They'll go to the line with a chance to make it a three-point play.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
A platoon swap here for Sacramento. The Celtics shooting their first free throw of the game.
Now, how exciting is Jaylen Brown as a basketball player? This guy is a skilled forward who loves showing off that ability to dunk the basketball.
Now, here's Joseph. Pocket 6. Up top, Bielitsa. And once again, off the mark by Sacramento. Last game for Boston, they picked up the W against the Warriors in San Francisco. Here's Ojeleye, and he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
Yeah, we're seeing some fireworks from them already.
Well, what I love is the game plan has been solid from the opening tip, and guys are making their shots. That's critical.
Timeout called by the Kings.
And no doubt, Coach wants them to shore up their interior defense.
I think right now they're giving up way too many easy looks. That is a recipe for disaster.
Holmes passes to Robinson. Kings moving the ball around. Now here's Joseph. Tight defense on him. 6 to shoot. It's Bielitsa. Again, the miss by the Kings.
Listen, if you're that wide open, you have to take the shot, even if it's not your favorite.
It's impressive, the level of domination at both ends, and you're seeing the results.
You know this. It's not easy building a lead on the road, but this team has been lights out throughout the game.
Now, here is Halliburton. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. 1:06 left to play in the first quarter. Stolen by Robinson. Shot to stop the run. Halliburton, that's good.
There's no quitting this guy. He just gives you great effort, and he continues to give you great production.
Outside, Green. It's Brown on the wing. Floats it up for Williams. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Halliburton passes to Bielitsa. Rebounded by the Celtics. Now Brown. He really played well in that last game against Golden State. Here's Pritchard. He's covered by Bielitsa. Holmes with the steal. The pass to Joseph. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Now, Corey Joseph does not lack for confidence on the interior. Don't let the size fool you. The frame, the game, it's all there.
Brown with it. That will count. And he beats the buzzer. Wow!
Yeah, that's just an amazing play to get that ball off in time.
Great awareness in crucial situations. Nicely done.
And so it's Boston taking a 19-point lead into the break. Their defense has been terrific in this game. And we'll be back with you shortly. Year's Eve broadcast. And guys, we've seen the Celtics really take control here.
An impressive start. They came in with a well-conceived game plan and have executed.
What terrific work at the offensive end. They have built some early momentum here.
The Kings trail by 19. And now brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. On the floor for Boston, we've got Green. Williams is out there with Williams. Then there's Teague and Ojolé in at the small forward position. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. You know, Greg, when you were in New York, you were on a super team of sorts. Compare that to the super teams they're forming now in the NBA.
Oh, we've always had super teams. And this misnomer that this is something that's just come about with this era is, to me, absurd. You've always had it. Whether the difference nowadays is I think the players have more say in where they go. And they can orchestrate how a team is constructed. But it's always existed. And the reality is this, you become a super team when you win a lot.
Sure.
And that's what really dictates how super your team is.
So it's Sacramento. Now, here is Halliburton. Pass to Bielitz. Outside, Joseph. That three off the mark. Celtics leading by 23. It's blocked. And so it looks like the Celtics will retain possession here. We have got to see that sensational mobile one block again.
And that's what a team needs when they're trailing. Energy on D.
And the Kings will go for a different look here. Marvin Bagley's checked in for Rashawn Holmes. Barnes comes in for Bielitsa. Heald's checked in for Halliburton. And it's Fox in for Joseph. And then for Boston, Daniel Tice is checked in for Williams. And Marcus Smart is subbed in for Green. Teague gets to Smart. 5 to shoot. Here's Tice. And that's good off the glass that time.
Well, deliver the pass where your teammate can do something with it. Nice.
And it's Fox with the ball for the Kings. Next matchup, they'll be home against the Suns. And that game is the second of 2 straight at home. Here's Parker. The kick out to Fox. From deep. It's rebounded by Tice. Tice has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Harrison Barnes picks one up. The Celtics shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Tristan Thompson, he's checked in for Boston. Walker comes in for Teague. And so he makes both from the line.
Yeah, nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
Hield the pass to Bagley. They need this. A putback. That shot off. So the Celtics will take it the other way. Here's Walker. In the hoop for his 3rd make from the field. He's 3 for 4 thus far in the contest.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Now a timeout called by Sacramento.
And looking to stop this run and get back on track.
Really needs to settle these guys down right now and get them refocused.
Whiteside's checked in for the Kings. Two minutes now played in the second quarter. Barnes outside. Hield against Smart. Hield the pass to Fox. Here's Bagley. Nice work on the board. Staying off with the basket.
And with that basket, he's able to end a 10-0 run by Boston.
Smart on the wing. Out to the right wing. Celtics passing it around. Thompson left side to the paint. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. So it's Boston now. Tice passes to Walker. Shot clock at 5. No good on the triple. Sacramento's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Here's the floater. And there's the nice layup by Barnes.
He's just able to score from anywhere on the floor, but Barnes loves that high percentage area.
Well, Harrison Barnes at 6'8", 225 has played some power forward. Greg, do you like him there or at his more natural small forward position?
I think in today's game, Kevin, having the strength he does allows him to kind of hold his own. You know, you don't see a lot of foremen playing a lot of post-up in today's game. You still got to be able to play in space, and I think creates matchup nightmares for the opponent.
And it's the Kings with the ball, following the bucket by the Celtics. Field outside. Pass to Bagley. Back to Hield. Pocket four. Buries it from three-point range. Hield's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. So the Celtics call timeout, their first. The Kings making a switch here. Robinson's checked in. The Celtics making a switch here. And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. Walker dishes to Brown. From deep three-point range. But they get it back. And it's Thompson with the jam.
Well, that's a prime example of why Tristan Thompson is considered one of the best offensive rebounders in the game right now.
And finished off by Bagley.
There is an imagination, a creativity. This guy's passing drives the offense.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Kevin, thank you. Now, we have seen continued growth with the NBA's affiliated leagues the last few years. Think about the explosion in popularity of the WNBA, the Basketball Africa League, expansion of the 2K League, greater pay in the WNBA, and the G League pathway, along with the unionization of G League players. The league continues to show its commitment to expanding opportunities on multiple levels. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, David.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this league.
I tell you, when Brown is running like that, it's hard to stop him. This guy is superb at beating defenders up the floor.
Now, here is Halliburton. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. And he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A three-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
Fox feeling it out a bit. And it's Fox with the jam.
And the quickness Fox has, boy, it's impressive. Just coasting to the cup with ease.
Here's Walker on the wing, Thompson. And denied, he sends it right off the glass. Bielitsa, that's for two. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. For Boston, they've gotten 7 of their 12 field goal attempts to drop here in the second quarter. Up over 50%. Brown outside. Now that one is his 7th bank in 8 attempts. A scorching 88%.
Boy, he's putting pressure on the defense. That's 2 from downtown this period.
Pass to Holmes. 24 seconds left here in the second. This is the Fox. It's Bielitsa. A good finish at the rack off the stick feed. Bielitsa's got 4 points this quarter.
And how about the awareness there from Fox? You gotta love seeing how he is such a willing passer in finding the open man.
And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Tice. 12 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. The 3 from Joseph. No good on that one. A deep 3 from Green. That one doesn't drop. And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. Celtics out in front, opening up a huge gap. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Here with head coach Brad Stevens. Coach, what did you think was the main edge you had?
Well, I
I thought defensively we were a lot better, and then that led to some offense. But obviously, we're playing a bunch of skilled guys, and we're able to spread the floor, and that's helpful.
You have to make them work at both ends. Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thank you, David. Folks, don't go away after the break. We'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaq is here. Kenny's here. You're watching the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. It was a big-time first quarter for Jaylen Brown. He had 18 points and 1 assist. Kenny, what's your take on Boston so far?
Well, it comes down to confidence. From the opening tip, these guys had that swag. They had the attitude that you can't beat us, we can only beat ourselves.
Shaq, how did you think Sacramento played?
Well, there's no two ways around it. They got trounced on the glass and on the scoreboard. They got to show a little more fight. Looks like they're not competing, and it's showing on the boards most of all.
And that's all we have for now. Tell the folks goodbye, Shaq. Tell the folks goodbye,
Goodbye.
Kenny. Goodbye. Go to Kevin Harlan.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. It's been a clinic out there by Jaylen Brown.
He had a fast pass to the lane that first half, got inside on demand.
No, this guy is such a good finisher on the move, and so far the defense has not been able to counter it.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Now, the superstar players always get the headlines, but you need more great role players, it seems, as you look at the history of champions, to win. So that being said, Greg, what kind of role players do you look for?
You know, Kevin, it starts on your best player, and I think you go from there. Obviously, in today's game, spot-up shooting is critically important, and then you got to factor in versatility. You need guys that can guard multiple positions, that give you some rim protection, but obviously that can also shoot the basketball. And I think it's critical having that instant offense guy coming off the bench as well to when your team's in a bit of a funk, somebody you can trust to kind of light a fire.
Good points. Hield and Barnes are the 2 and the 3. Whiteside is out there with Marvin Bagley. And it's Fox in at the 1 spot. That's the 5 out there for the Kings. Thompson. And it's Tice in the corner. Barnes against Brown. Outside, Smart. Shot clock at 3. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in.
I think Brown demonstrating he's got a great understanding of the game. He keeps his head moving, his eyes open so he can spot the open man.
Now, here's Fox. 6 points for him, and the shot is good.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
Brown, the pass to Smart. And he gets the bucket. Smart's got 4 this quarter.
I'll tell you, you have to appreciate the confidence of Marcus Smart. At point-blank range, he is an efficient scorer.
Barnes outside. Here's Fox, and the call will be against Marvin Bagley. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Wow, what a start. 3 for 3, terrific play calling, everything clicking out of the gates here.
Defense doesn't get much better than the mobile 1 block we just saw on replay.
And read the play perfectly. Gets himself in the air at the right moment. Terrific denial.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Williams, he's checked in for Tristan Thompson. And Shemi Ojeley's subbed in for Daniel Tice. Now here's Hield. Looking at the numbers, he's averaging about 20.5 points a game. Barnes can't get it to go.
They tried to stay perfect in the half, but 3 for 4 now.
And here's Brown outside. It drops. That's his 9th field goal of the contest. A blistering hot 9 for 11. And it's Fox with the ball for Sacramento. Stolen by Walker. Here's Brown. The dunk and the foul. A powerhouse move. And he's got a chance for 1 more at the line. Marvin Bagley picks 1 up.
Boy, what terrific body control. Jaylen Brown, so athletic, loves to compete, love it.
He made the only free throw attempt he had earlier in the game. On a team filled with big wings last year, Walker gave the Celtics a guy with great supreme quickness who could break down the defense when nothing else was there.
And he's that rare commodity, an elite catalyst who doesn't have to dominate the ball to make an impact. That allows room for others to feel empowered out on the floor. It's just one of the many ways Walker makes his teammates better.
Here's Fox after the basket by Boston. And it's Fox with the jam.
Well, I think it's fair to say that Fox is in the zone right now. An exciting player to watch. I just love seeing how he can take over a game with his aggressiveness.
For Sacramento, they've gone 5 of 6 so far from the field in the second half. Tremendous efficiency. Brown, good, and Smart gets the assist. Smart's got his 4th assist in this one.
What an aggressive mindset in this period. He's starting to take over.
Here's Fox. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And how about the burst there with the change of pace? Fox is elite at attacking the rim.
And the Kings will go for a different look here. Rashawn Holmes, he's checked in for Whiteside. Parker comes in for Marvin Bagley. Bielitsa, he checks in for Barnes. And Halliburton subbed in for Buddy Hield.
And watch out, you don't bring the whole basket down on top of you, young fella.
I don't think he ever wanted to let go of the rim. Sacramento's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Now, here is Halliburton, guarded by Green. Halliburton, that's good.
Okay, nice job here in the second half. Field goal percentage is way up from what it was at halftime when it was just barely above 30%.
Buries the long-range jumper.
3 triples in the first half, 3 in the second. Boy, do they add up.
Fox against Teague. It's Fox with the try.
Fox has got great leaping ability, and he likes to get up off the ground there for the flush.
Teague, the pass to Brown. And they double up Brown. And here's Green outside, and the Celtics hit again from deep.
3-pointers are killing them at this point, and they haven't been able to respond at the other end.
Outside, Fox. And it's Fox with the jam.
He is so efficient, so productive. But for them to have real success, he needs help.
And it's Williams throwing it down.
This is exactly what you hope for from your point guard, Jeff Teague, unselfishly pulling all the right strings.
And here is Fox. He's got 20. In for another field goal. A sublime 9 of 14 on the night.
I'll tell you, he's been much better in the second half. He's taking smarter shots. He's looking more comfortable. And guess what? He's in a groove.
Now, here's Brown. 32 points in the game. By himself. And it's Fox with the jam.
You have to have respect for his speed in transition. Fox is a high-octane player who explodes in the open floor.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Brown. Count it. 34 points for Jaylen Brown.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Fox passes to Halliburton. Got a piece of it, and that's out of bounds. Sacramento will retain possession. Holmes kicks to Robinson. Over to the wing. And here's Bielitsa for 3. Jaylen Brown has been leading the charge for Boston. He witnessed him delivering a series of 3-pointers as he notched 3 total in the quarter. Then, right after this. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here, looking like a point guard, put the pass right on the money.
He's got the size to survey over the top of the defense and find the open man. That was beautiful.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. On the court for the Celtics, Ball's out there with Williams. Then there's Edwards. Then it's Green, and it's T in at the shooting guard. You know, Greg, you probably know as well as anyone, what was it like going up against the Bulls in the 90s?
You know, it's weird to say, but in a lot of ways, we were a lot like they were. Hall of Fame talent at the coach, a defensive-minded team, but the one difference was, you know, the Bulls had that guy that wore that number 23. I'd say that might have been the one difference.
And he makes that one.
You know, still a raw talent, but Williams does have a reliable inside game that continues to get better.
Outside Robinson. And last season we saw the NBA All-Star Game introduced a target scorer, Greg, to end the game, and instead of running out the clock. Did you like that, and would you widen its use?
No question it's being looked at, maybe for overtimes or tournament games. You know, Adam not shy about exploring new ideas. And I got to be honest, going into the All-Star game, I wasn't a fan of the proposed changes.
Me too.
But once you saw it all play out, I have to say I was entertained. And I applaud the commissioner and the players in the league for buying in. And I think the fan experience was made all the more better.
Good point. And Sacramento has possession. Following the three-pointer by Boston.
And they showed effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive. Yeah, they're rolling right now. That lead continues to grow.
And one of the things that's helped that is they're getting it done on both ends. Terrific focus on offense, and they're locked in defensively.
So it's Sacramento now. After the made shot from Jeff Teague. Robinson dishes to James. 5 on the clock. Here's Joseph. And again, unable to change momentum here. Here's Green, and he banks in the layup.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes it back.
And that's typical of this guy. He's always reading the situation, reacting quickly, and capitalizing.
I'll tell you, right now, these guys cannot be stopped.
Boy, it looks like their confidence is at an all-time high, just feeding off each other right now.
And it's the Kings with the ball, following the bucket by the Celtics.
I'll tell you, no matter what he does, he can't find his rhythm, and you get the sense he's starting to press a little bit.
Edwards passes to Williams. Robinson pulls it in.
Well, we love his ability to attack the rim. He just loses a little bit of focus and misses the chipping.
James in the post. T covering. Joseph has an open look. Sacramento again missing.
Boy, the wheels have definitely fallen off in this quarter. He cannot buy one.
The kick out to Teague. Here's Fall. That's good, and so Teague with the assist.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Sacramento's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Here's Joseph. Got a hand on it, and he gets it back. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
And guys, I like what they're doing here in the second half. Getting a lot of production in the paint and still trailing, but starting to show some grit down low.
Greg, we are in an era of positionless basketball. We know the All-Star game now has a 2 backcourt, 3 frontcourt position as opposed to 2 guards, 2 forwards, and a center when you're voting. Should they get rid of those designations entirely?
I tell you what, I think you can make a strong case for that. When you go back to last season, many felt Jimmy Butler got robbed of a starting spot. I think listen, this is the fans' vote. Why not the 5 top vote getters? I don't care if they're 4 guards. If the 5 players that the fans want to see the most play a certain position, then so be it. You know, they're not going to play all 48 minutes. You're still going to have your 7 other spots to kind of balance out the roster. I say just let the fans tell you the 5 they want to see, and let's go play.
That pass had to be be thrown not only in the right spot, but at the right time.
Parker with no one around. It's good from long range. Parker's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Edwards, that's good.
Well, overall, they're the team getting the better looks here in this second half.
And I think what's happening is they're getting their shots within the flow of their offense, and you can clearly see the difference. A nice defensive play. Alter the shot, then stay right there to clean up the glass.
Green finds Williams. Here's Edwards. Here's Pritchard. Hits it from three-point range.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
Well, that's the whole point, isn't it? If you space the floor well enough, it's almost impossible for the defense to account for everyone.
Here's Robinson. Following the three-pointer by Boston. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. And Boston called for the foul. Down the stretch of last season, Greg, we saw some teams resting healthy players, even ones out of the playoff hunt. And they got fined. But is the amount, which I think is about $25,000, is that enough to discourage that tactic?
You know, I don't think it is. Not when team revenues are measured in the hundreds of millions. You got to do more to keep them honest, but by the same token, you know, if I get $100, $200 million invested in a guy, I want to protect my investment. And so if I can rest them here or there and prolong their career, I think my organization's all the better for it. Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. You can safely say mission accomplished now for Boston.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And it'll advance their win total up to 12 on the season.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Jaylen Brown.
What a relentless scoring night for this guy. In attack mode all evening.
Boston dictating the flow. Fall passes to Green. The Celtics working the ball around now. Stolen by Joseph. And oh, here we go. Joseph's got it. The fast break chance. A shot by Parker. Rebounded by the Celtics. 23 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. No one near Edwards as he lets it fly. And the Celtics hit again from deep.
And once they smelled blood in the water, you could see the killer instinct take over.
And you want to save your best for last. Tonight, they've done that and then some.
Here's Robinson. And the layup's good off the glass.
Well, defensively, to me, you've got to do a better job communicating once the screen comes.
Teague for 3. No good. And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Tristan, congrats on the win. What was Coach's focus going into the game tonight?
Coach got after it, told us start, we got to play defense. Just can't come here and let them make a score opportunity. We got to play defense and get back.
Well, it looks like you listened to him. Thanks, Tristan. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David. Great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew. Thanking you for tuning in. See you later.